Hello again everybody, and a very warm welcome back to the channel. Today we are having a little look at the new ATR72-600 released for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's part of a package offered by Asobo and Microsoft, developed by Hans Hartmann of Aerosoft as well, the creator behind the CRJ and the Twin Otter. And we're going to be having a little look very briefly here before we start to go into our live stream schedule for the release of the aircraft in the coming few days, share my thoughts, initial thoughts with you guys throughout this video. So make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll be sharing a few tips to help you get started with the jet ASAP too. First thing that's worth mentioning is the fact that it comes with a few liveries by default already included, including the house livery here that we're using today. When you dive into the flight deck for the first time, you get the feeling it's a very small, cramped flight deck actually. It's a small aircraft to be fair, but it does give you the feel that it's certainly small inside the flight deck too for pilots in real life. Quite interesting. And you're going to have to also calibrate your throttle. There's a very nice EFB here. You want to navigate through to the options page. Within options there is a throttle setup tab, which will allow you to choose your throttle type, whether you have dual axis, reverse axis, so on and so forth. Once you've selected your values, make sure you press validate and then press OK. You might find that you will tweak these values over the course of a couple of flights until you get your throttle positions set nicely, depending on the hardware that you are using. On the overhead panel, you've got your engine fire switches, followed by doors and fuel pumps on the left, your flight controls, doors, fuel, lighting, main electrical power, including battery being on and guarded or on override. Then your generators, followed by your engine start, selector switches, your prop brake, which currently is shown off but ready, and then followed by your main selection of lights: beacon, nav, strobe, landing lights, taxi and wing. Hydraulic power is in the third stack of your overhead panel, followed by your AC power probe heats, then your anti-ice panel. On the right hand side then your oxygen supply, avionics vents, which pretty much just gets left in automatic, and then your cabin temperatures. They're all kind of linked really if you think about it. The pattern here being engine start is next to your fuel pumps. That will then also help power your generators, so they kind of flow in a little U shape there. And then your compartment temperatures flow in through the packs, and your packs are also required. The engine 1 bleed, as you can see there, linking across to your de-icer panel. So everything's linked. One of the cool features is hotel mode. So you can start one of the engines in what's known as hotel mode. It basically keeps the propeller locked but starts the combustion of the engine inside first, which can then allow you to use the aircraft's generator of that engine to power all of the systems inside the aeroplane. It will then cycle through, as you're starting the engines, it will cycle through various different modes including low pitch. And with the prop brake enabled, you can start the engine up to then release the electrical power. Really smart. Moving from hotel mode to engine start with the prop spinning requires us to take the prop brake off. Takes a little while that happens, but it's easy enough. Sound wise, quite nice. In total, for those of you in the UK, it's £16.74, so around about 20-ish US dollars including tax. Certainly for their Expert Series, a lot lower than a lot of us expected price-wise. Airborne for the first time, departing out of Skiathos for this test flight. Takes off really quite nicely actually. A little bit heavy on the controls at slower speeds, but at the same time very easy to control, which is a bit weird to kind of say. The animations for the gear, really nice. The sound's very nice as well. And we're going to pop autopilot on, yaw damper on. One really cool feature is within the nav selection here. So you go down to the bottom, PFD SVS, then press that on and you get this really cool overlay showing you the world around you projected onto your primary flight display, which is really neat. So you can toggle that on or off. In here you've got your traffic modes on as well. You can select nav aid and airports and things into your nav display, as along with your weather. So far then folks, exploring around Skiathos over the last 30 minutes or so, generally very impressed with what's being offered here. For about $20, a remarkably well made ATR for the sim. Really welcomed add-on actually for the sim. A wonderful aeroplane to be able to go and explore in. It flies really well. It's very easy to manage and fly as well in manual flight plus automatic flight. The texturing work really quite nice. The sounds as well very good. And overall, I think what is offered here is a perfect add-on that I can highly recommend. Now, one of the huge things that I've noticed with this, having performed a number of touch and goes here at Skiathos, to get used to the feel of the aeroplane, is that with its very slow approach speed, it's incredibly easy to manage. Gives you a lot of extra time to correct mistakes as well and make sure you're flying an approach nicely. The minimums callouts, the autopilot disengage sounds are really nice as well. And it handles exceptionally well at low speeds with flaps deployed. Brakes and reverse thrust work incredibly well. And overall, an add-on that I can 100% recommend. I've had a really good bit of fun actually so far. If you've got Premium Deluxe or Deluxe, you might get a slight discount purchasing it. Standard version, you pay the full rate of about £20. So about 10 quid in the UK for those of you with Premium Deluxe. Remarkable value for what you get. So there you have it. A very brief overview of my initial thoughts of the new ATR in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hope you found the video useful. Keep an eye out on the channel for our live streams over the next few days as we showcase and learn the jet live. Take a look at the links in the description. I'll put my ATR checklist, which you can download for free on flightsim.to. But in the meantime, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.